You are listening to the Speech Space Podcast, a podcast full of tips and resources for SLPs. I'm your host, Jessica Cassidy, and this is episode 23. Hey there, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today, we just got our first snow of the winter, so I'm wondering where you all are and if you're experiencing that as well. I am in Maryland, if you guys did not know. And yeah, I had to work today, so I didn't really get to do anything too fun with the kids, but it was fun seeing pictures. And I still hear the snow plow driving around, so I'm not really sure if it stopped or not. But anyway, on that note, today we're going to be talking about bringing some winter-themed activities into your speech therapy sessions. I should also throw out there that I am slightly under the weather. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of a sore throat. So I feel like as SLPs, our ears are like heightened to that kind of thing. So I did want to just throw that out there because I figured if anyone would notice, it would probably be you guys. So I apologize in advance if my voice kind of starts to give out or sounds raspy or deeper than usual. Hopefully that will not be an issue for the next time I record. All right, so let's get started. Let's start off with snow. So if you can get your hands on some snow, or even if you can take your sessions outside in the snow, then you will have a ton of language opportunities. You know, it's a really great sensory experience. And one of my favorite things to do with it is to bring a bowl of it inside and do an indoor snowman. This can be really, really fun. You know, an activity like that is just loaded with language opportunities, and you can easily work on concepts like cold and melt. You know, these vocabulary words can often be difficult to teach without concrete examples, and the experience of bringing that snow inside, it really gives them those concrete examples that they need. Another thing that you could do while you're building the snowman, you could talk about the different body parts as you're putting, you know, the arms on, the nose on. You could even add clothing on. So there's really just so much that you can do with it. And another fun thing that I like to do with the snow activity, if you bring that inside, is if you have some pipettes on hand, and even if you didn't, you could probably just use like a little cup of water. That can be really fun to have a snow melting contest. So you're still working on that, the concept of melting, and it's a nice visual, you know, to have that experience to go along with the word melt. So that can be really fun as well. The next idea I have for you guys is to create a winter sensory bowl. Now, this is a little different from a sensory bin just because it's a bit more structured. For this, you can either go out and collect some items with your students, or you can fill the bowl yourself ahead of time. So some ideas for things that you would want to throw in there: cotton balls, twigs, dried up leaves, pine cones. You could throw some pine needles in there. Really anything with a texture that you can get your hands on. Once you have these items, then what you want to do is you want to have your student pick up one at a time and then describe it as thoroughly as they possibly can. And you can even build on this activity by having them take another turn where they pick two items out of the bowl and then they compare and contrast the items. Another fun idea is to make a gingerbread house. This is really great for students that are working on giving directions to complete a task or sequencing. And for this, you can have them give you the directions for how to build the house. Of course, you're going to want to review this information together first, go over how to build a gingerbread house, and then have them kind of spit that information back out at you. And the other option you could do is to give them the directions for building the house if you're working on auditory comprehension. And I wanted to share with you guys, I actually just got a gingerbread house kit from Trader Joe's for less than $10. I want to say it was $7.99 or $8.99. And I can't speak to the quality of it because I haven't used it yet. But it looked nice, and it was just kind of nice to have everything that came in one little package so you didn't have to go out and buy, all the different supplies, depending on how you make them. If you do them with like graham crackers, or if you truly build them up from gingerbread, then you have to get the gumdrops and the icing and the candies. So it was just nice to kind of have it all in one compact little box for you. So that's an option as well if you have a Trader Joe's near your house. And I'm sure they're not the only place doing that, but that's just the only one that I've seen. My last suggestion for you guys today is to bake cookies. If you have access to an oven, I highly suggest that you use it. Cooking is such an important life skill, and it's full of opportunities to work on language skills as well. The goals that I like to work on the most with this is summarizing and sequencing. And for students that need a lot of assistance, what I also like to do to go along with the activity is to either draw 4 to 5 pictures so we can go through the sequence, or while we're baking the cookies, I like to try to snap a few pictures. So on a digital device, so you can go back through them immediately after you finish. So like an iPad or a phone or something like that. And then whenever your student is done baking the cookies, then they can go back through and they can provide the steps for how they completed that task. And, a lot of times you'll ask your student, okay, so what did you do next? And they'll just kind of give you this blank stare. What's really great is having those visual cues, the pictures that you either drew or took with your digital device can be a really great cue and to help facilitate with that recall and to give them a concrete picture to go along with the language that you're hoping to elicit. I also wanted to let you guys know that I do have a handout to go with today's episode if you'd like a visual recap of the ideas that I shared with you here today. If you go to bit.ly/wintry speech, that is bit.ly/wintry, WINTERY speech. You will find the link to the freebie in the links and resources section that is at the bottom of this podcast page. So I hope that you guys found these ideas to be helpful. If you use any of them, I would love to see them in action. Just tag me at the Speech Space on Instagram. And before I go, I did want to let you guys know about a really exciting feature that is coming to the Digital SLP membership site. In January, there will be a new addition to the educational resources section that's called EBP Quick Bits. Now, these are short videos, usually less than about 5 minutes long, and they summarize research articles that are relevant to our field. So I'm really excited about it, and I hope you are too. And remember that the cost of the membership will be going up as new features like this are added. So you want to go to thespeechspace.com/digital SLP to join today before the rate jumps up again. And additionally, if any of my digital SLP members are listening, the No Print football biography just went up and it's available in the No Print credit store. I also just added No Print apraxia word cards. So these are not your traditional printout cards, but they are in a digital no print format. So that is it for me for today. I did want to let you guys know that because of the holiday season, I will not be podcasting for the next 3 weeks, but I will be back on Tuesday, January the 9th. So I hope that you guys all have a lovely, lovely holiday season and enjoy spending time with the people that mean the most to you. And I will be back and be talking to you again in 2018.